Welcome to my Informz email platform tutorial. I'm Amber, the CEO of Email Maven, and today we're going to talk about building renewal campaigns in Informz. So let's get started. Renewal campaigns are critical because we want to automate our process in informing our members that it's time for them to renew. This is really easy to do in Informz, assuming you've got some of the key things in the beginning. Number one, you need to make sure your integration is up and running properly. Meaning you're able to easily see when someone needs to renew, and you can identify when they have renewed so you can pull them out of the campaign. Those are your first two steps. If you do not have that information, you're going to need to find a different way to run these campaigns. I'm going to take the approach that I assume that is working for you. You have a live integration, and we know how to trigger people in and pull people out. Now, every renewal campaign cycle is different for everyone. Make sure you've mapped out that campaign cycle and you're very clear about when people are going to get emails. If you need some ideas or advice, you can go over to our website or the link below and find our member renewal campaigns blog. In here, I write out a recommended campaign using omni-channel marketing. I'm going to follow that cadence while building this campaign. So let's get going. All right, when you're in your account, you're going to go to Campaigns and then List. Then we're going to click Create. Informz has created a number of campaign starter kits that you could certainly start with. You can see here they have 2 renewal campaigns. You could get started with one of these. Let's click the basic, for example, and this is what they recommend you do. And you could easily come in here, attach your emails, and change your settings, which is a great place to start. But if you look at this and it's more or very different from your cadence, you're better off starting from scratch. So today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start from scratch so we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to create and then click a blank campaign. All right. So for any campaign, you want to start off with adding a wait step. Okay? These are all of the functions on the left-hand side that you can pull into this campaign to move people along how you need them to. So you have a message, you have a wait, and a decision. Those are the main things you're probably going to utilize. There are other things here, but for this campaign specifically, that's what we need. So you're going to pick that up, drag, drop it in here, and this is our first wait step. This wait step 100% is dependent on when your audience is going to trigger into this campaign. So, do your members only need to be notified they're going to renew at the end of the month, but they're trickling in all month long? Just what's happening here? Just know whatever your IT team can do to get them into the audience, you can then modify this wait step to ensure that it actually starts people on the track at the right time. So in this case, most cases, we just have to wait 1 day. IT is able to get people into that audience in 1 day before they renew. They need to start renewing or going through that cycle, and then we're able to trigger them in. I like to do any day between 9 to 5 because a lot of people like to renew on the weekends. Now, you got to connect these steps. Then what's next? We're going to send them an email. So this green block, pull it in, click the message, and I like to name this so you know what's going on, no matter if you click all the way through or not. So let's say, in this case, I'm going to say 30-day out. Email number 1. You need to find your email in your folders and then click the copy button. If you didn't already put in your settings, you're going to have to do that here. So this is just asking you renewal, who's it for, how you want to folder it, etc. Now, this is a place where you're going to want in a couple settings. Number 1 are goal settings. You do want to see if people have converted. If you're able to get an audience that identifies if people have renewed, which you should, then you can also put that audience in here and say we want a 40% conversion. Okay? Then it will stay in there, and it's going to give you a nice little chart that says how many people converted or not. Then you also have this reentry setting. Reentry settings are important because we need to identify if people should go through this multiple times or if they should only go through it once. Renewals, again, it just depends on your data. A lot of times we say yes, they can go through more than once because they're going to have to renew next year and the year after, the year after. Sometimes IT is a little concerned about the data, so we say no. If you've said no here, all you have to do is copy this campaign and then reactivate it next year, and it will reset those people going through it. Okay? And you can also put in number of waits. I'm just going to say 10 weeks, and then the number of times they can re-enter. I'll say 5. Hopefully this is a 5-year campaign. Okay. Okay. Now we have that in, you're going to connect to your email. Then we're going to put in our next wait step. So in this case, you're probably waiting, this is 30 days out, we're probably going to wait 15 days. And then put it in here. Make sure on your renewals you're doing your math right, okay, on these wait steps, that you did properly identify like the number of days you should wait to get there. I like to say any day between 9 to 5, close, connect this. Now, the important step here, decision. So grab this gray diamond, and we need to decide, has the person renewed? This is an audience that's very important that you need at the beginning. Have they renewed? If yes, we're going to pull them out. If no, they're going to continue on. Okay? So you're going to find that audience, and then you're going to add a stop. Did they renew? Yes. Excellent. Stop them here. They don't need to keep getting emails. If no, then they get email number 2. So we're going to pull this in, connect to the no. Then we're going to want to fill in this information. So EM2, 15 day out. Now, what's important here and with all of your message boxes is that you connect an email. So you need to go to your folder, find the email you want, and then click this little copy button. It's going to ask you if you're okay with popping into the email designer to review your email. You're going to say yes. It's going to jump you in. This gives you an opportunity to double check your email, make sure your subject and pre-header are good, and then you're going to click this Return to Campaign Designer button at the top. Now once you've done that, then you can see here, when you click it again, it's going to say you can edit your mailing or remove your mailing. So in the future, if you need to make a change to that email, you can just come in here and click Edit Mailing, and it will just automatically do that for you in the campaign. Or you can remove it and connect a new one. Alright, so from here, you're going to continue on the same sequence. Okay, we're going to wait another 13 days, and then we're going to stop, and then wait again, stop, check. Okay, so this series is what you want to do. Now again, on our blog I've written out what I recommend you continue doing, but you do whatever is best for your association, and hopefully these steps have been helpful here. So I'm just gonna stop this so we can talk about the rest of the things. Okay, well that was one. Okay, so do you see this error down here? This is important to know what's happening on this one. So errors are going to tell you what's wrong with your campaign. So do your best, get everything in there, and then it's going to point out what's not working right. So in this case, I have not properly connected my stop, and my 15-day out is not properly connected. The system needs to know where it's going. So once I make that little connection, that goes away. So we're good there. So once you have all your errors done, you filled in your settings, then you can come in, save our campaign. You can come in and look at what emails you have connected just to double check you got all the right ones. Then you can test your email. Now, I have a difference of opinion on this than most, but you can put in email addresses in here and they're supposed to go through each wait step every 10 minutes. I find that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and because you have different decision trees, you kind of have to tell people where to go. So instead, what I do is I just make a quick video. So use your video platform of choice, and then I just walk through the platform. So I simply just pop in a Loom video really quick and walk through it verbally of what's going on and click into each bucket to show the settings. Then I send that to the boss, my colleague, whoever, to double check me. That's normally the easiest way. You could also meet in person to do this, but just verbally talking through your campaign, you'll be amazed the number of times that you stop and say, oh, actually this needs to be this thing, and fix it. So that's how I test. Once you've tested, then you're ready to activate. So you're going to want, for a renewal campaign, you're probably going to want to do either add subscribers over time or at once and over time. This depends on your audience right now. So this is an important conversation to have with your team, whoever's creating that audience, to say, are there people sitting in that audience bucket right now that we need to email out right away, or are we just going to talk to them as they come into the bucket? Okay. Most of the time, you're probably going to pick add subscribers over time, which means anytime someone does fall into that audience, they're going to fall into. So then you need to select your group, and then you need to add a time period of when you people to. I want to start this today. You just go ahead, click today, great. Now, very important step. Do you see that the stop is automatically populated in there for the same day an hour later? This gets people in trouble a lot. You don't want your campaign to turn off after an hour, because then no one can go into it and no one will continue to progress. So we want to change this stop date and push it out as far as you can. Hopefully you've done a lot of good work here and your emails are in a good spot, so you're probably going to touch this campaign once a year, but I want to make sure it doesn't actually turn it off. So I'm going to pick all the way through next year to stop it. Then last, you're going to need an exclusion group, potentially. You might not. Maybe your IT team feels confident in your list that you don't need to exclude anyone. I know a lot of associations, though, that they do. They like to have an exclusion group for whatever reason. Maybe they're excluding board members or current active members, something just to maybe do a double check on that list. So you're going to find your list, and then you're going to click Add to List. And then update. So that is now a group of people that will not be getting this campaign. So from here, you're going to click activate, and then it will launch and you'll be good to go. So hopefully this has been helpful. Renewal campaigns can be a lot of work, but they're also amazing once you have them up and running. After this, all you need to do is keep an eye on it. Make sure that those people are running through their campaigns as they should be. I hope this has been helpful. Please like and subscribe if it has been, and keep an eye out for the rest of our tutorials.